Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Ex Libris. There are two books that I've read recently and I would like to urge you to read because they're books that have a lot to say about our times. I'm not denying that I'm one of those that believe that our times are uniquely difficult, I'd say, and our times have many things in common with the older times when democracy was threatened. The two books I'm talking about is Philip Roth's The Plot Against America, and the other one is a more recent one, is on Tyranny, 20 Lessons from the 20th Century by the well-known historian Timothy Snyder. Both books, of course, they're totally different. One is an alternative history, alternative historical fiction, I'd say. The other one is a political essay, or rather a collection of short texts. But they both have one thing in common. They attempt to persuade the reader that democracy, as we know it, is fragile. And in order for it to flourish, and of course, first of all, in order to have a democratic state and to have democracy, citizens have to be vigilant. And what that means? That means that one of democracy's greatest problems nowadays is that a lot of people have stopped believing in democracy, partly because of the economic situation, the depression, the crisis. No matter how you say it, a lot of people are disappointed from the way the state, every state, the economy works, by the way their countries are treating their own citizens. And this actually reflects to what people believe, and they're more prone to believing people that promise to solve their problems, but with less democracy, with the abolition of some democratic institutions, with the of course, all these people are demagogues. What they actually say is that they would install a totalitarian regime, but this regime would be good for you. Unfortunately, history, and that's why history is always relevant, has shown that no matter how benevolent regime, a totalitarian regime is, it will always be worse than democracy. Of course, there are a lot of things wrong with the way democracy works these days, but if there is one message to take away from these books is that we have to be vigilant, we have to be vocal, and we have to be very careful at what we choose to believe and how and why we vote or prefer some policies over others. Just to conclude this, I want to say that Philip Roth's book is about it's an alternative history. Philip Roth's The Plot Against America speculates on what would happen if Charles Lindbergh and the, let's say, the anti-war and rather pro-German faction in America would win the elections, and instead of Roosevelt there was a rather pro-Nazi president, and what this would mean for American citizens, especially for Jewish Americans. And the book is through the eyes of a young American Jewish boy in New York, but we're offered glimpses of what would mean nearly for everyone in America, and what would mean for the rest of the world. And I think this is it's a very important book. It's very nice, and it makes you think what will happen if America, the USA, stops being democratic and tends towards totalitarianism, and which seems to be the real danger that many many people in America are afraid that is happening in our days. I think you should read both of these books, both Philip Roth's The Plot Against America and also Timothy Snyder's on Tyranny, because I'm afraid that they are really relevant for our times. That's all for now. Thank you for watching this episode of Libris. Bye bye.